Welcome to the Community Table, where we explore the secrets to success of the top real estate producers in our local market. A real conversation, hosted by Community Mortgage.
This is Kevin with Community. We welcome you to listen in to our first podcast. We've got Anna and Tracy from Crye-Leike, and we're going to dive right in. How about that?
Sweet.
I've got a question for you. We're starting out kind of tough. Let me ask you, is there anything that you've seen another realtor do that just makes you cringe? Anna, you go first. What do you got?
I mean, I will tell you, I see videos all the time that make me cringe, but it's not really about what they're doing. It's me thinking of me doing it. So I admire people who put them, like Tracy will sing you a song in a minute. And I cannot imagine me singing on a video.
Yeah, don't do that.
So that, I admire people who really let their personality show through their videos. I probably have some work to do on that. And then, we all see videos that make you take pause and think, what are they thinking? But for the vast majority, I just admire the people out here doing it and putting themselves out there to show their sphere of influence, who they are.
Right, their true color. What about you, Tracy? What do you got?
Well, my brain went a totally separate way, and so what? It's posting photos of houses that are really bad. I mean, not the houses being bad, but the photos. Like the toilet seats are up, or sometimes I swear I see an agent's purse sitting on the kitchen table, and I'm like, what in the world?
Or see the photographer in the mirror.
Or you see the photographer in the mirror, and it's the agent, and they're holding their phone, and I'm like, oh, that makes me cringe, because I guess it's just, I don't know, I just can't imagine.
So you obviously you do it differently. What do you walk through? Do you have a photographer do your houses?
I do, yeah. I have a photographer do my houses and do the videos as well, and I'll meet with the clients usually sometimes a week, 2 weeks ahead of time, excuse me, and we go through, and they don't always like me at the end of that meeting. I had one actually tell me, Tracy, I trust you, but I don't like you. But I give them a to-do list, and I said, this is what, you've got basically this much space to showcase your house. And so I need for it to look really good, because you're hiring us to get it sold, and this is what will do it. And so I'm not going to say if they don't do it, I'm like walking out the door, but it's important, I think, for it to really, really pop. And so I give them a whole to-do list, and they go through it. And I am so amazed when my clients, I walk back for the day of the shoot, and it's like a totally different house.
Then you don't have cringe photos.
No, I try not to. I've had a few. There's probably some out there. So
Okay,
it's now that I say that.
I think that leads me to another question way down the list. I think I know your answer already.
Okay. Then it's Anna's.
So what's the hardest truth you've had to tell a client? And did you sugarcoat it, or did you just tell them? Okay, let's let Anna go, because I know. I don't know what it was, but I know you didn't sugarcoat it.
I'm a direct communicator, and I think that's one of my strengths, is being a direct communicator. But from the beginning of a relationship with people, I'm constantly analyzing what their communication style is. So if I know this person is not going to just be able to take it down the middle, then I'm going to sugarcoat it some. So it's all about the client. Yeah. It's all about what they prefer. Yeah. Is that a power person? Is that an introvert? Is that you have to gauge what your clients are, what their personality is. And one of the hardest things to discuss is pricing of a house, because people think their house is the prettiest, the biggest, the best, because it has 2 more inches on the side than the neighbors that just sold, or it has this special tree in the back, all of these things. And people really invest a lot of money in their spaces and where they live. And then when they move, the expectation is to get all of that back. And so it's important that we as professionals show them the numbers and where it's going to sell, in our opinion, in our best educated opinion. But those are some of the hardest conversations, especially if there's a difference in opinion between me and that's one of the first questions I ask when I go on a listing appointment. Well, if you could wave a magic wand and sell your house today, What would you sell it for?
Oh, okay.
It's going to be the Zestimate.
Yeah. Everybody
We
went to,
love those.
every guy got the Zestimate. That's what I look at.
That's what 9 times out of 10. That's so I'm always very familiar with that number.
What you got, Tracy?
So what Anna was saying was so true, because it's number one, gauging those expectations and then communicating like they need to hear it, because that's how they're going to receive it best. And what she was saying was, you got to tell them the truth, and the truth is hard to swallow sometimes. And where I probably have and I wouldn't say it's difficult, but where I think they have a hard time, in addition to pricing and everything, is just the condition of the house and the smell of the house.
Yeah, smell. I can see that hurt my feelings. You told me about how house smelled.
Yeah, so you just have to frame it as, hey, if I was selling my house, the things that I'm telling you, I would have to do as well. Because how we show a house and how we sell a house, 2 different things. And now, because you live in this house, you probably don't realize it, but when I walked up to the door, I could smell the dog. And you've become nose blind. You've seen the Febreze commercials, you become nose blind. And probably the hardest one I had to do, though, was the weed, the house smelling like weed. And I just said, hey.
You kept going back to that house, didn't you?
That's right. It was great showings.
She
Perfect
loved
show.
that.
I
It was
love
like
that
days on the
house.
market were like 150.
But but you have to address it, because if
Yeah.
you don't, the buyers that are coming in are going to be affected. They're really going to be affected, hopefully in a positive way.
Right.
But you just tell them the truth in a soft fashion, and just say, hey, this is what a buyer is going to see. This is what a buyer's agent's going to see or smell, or whatever the case may be. And what can we do to mitigate that? And let them then answer what they're comfortable doing, and then take the conversation from there.
You think y'all ever lost a listing because of that? Your honesty, you think? Probably.
I'm sure I have
You think?
in the history of my career.
Probably,
I'm sure I have.
probably not so much on the condition stuff, but on pricing. Absolutely, yeah. Oh, I know I've lost them on pricing, because I'm just not gonna take one that I know is gonna be ridiculous.
We call it buying a listing.
Yeah, we don't buy
Is that what you?
listings.
Oh,
Right.
they do. Okay, you're
Yeah.
buying. If you're just
If
whatever
you're
they want,
overpricing?
you just do it.
With the thought that
You'll work
if
it
we
out.
don't sell it, we'll bring the price down.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have another question if I can find it. I need my little glasses, maybe. I don't know. And it relates to that, believe it or not.
Sweet.
Okay, I can't find the question. Are you one that likes to price low and hope it goes into a bidding war, or do you price high to lower it? Or y'all talk, or tell me what you do. I mean, what do you, is that, but part of that's got to do with the customer wants you to do, right? The client.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
it's their house, and ultimately it's their decision on where they want to price it. That doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to be with me as a listing agent. And I think Anna probably, just based upon that conversation we just had, I don't think either of us are probably prone to, hey, let's price it up here, and we can always come down. Oh, I love it when they say, well, we can always come down. Well, yeah, you can, but then you're going to have already lost value in the eyes of the marketplace, because it's going to stay out there a while. So, but I'm also not one that's necessarily going to, maybe significantly underprice a house in hopes of a bidding war. That's not my tactic.
That sounds dangerous, actually.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard also, I think, probably to get the buyers sometimes to buy into that, going, oh, but what if, so I'm a bit of a numbers nerd, and so I will really, really look super closely at the numbers. I try to think of it from a buyer perspective, but I also look very closely as like an appraiser might look at it. And I have that conversation with the seller. I'm like, look, I don't want to leave money on the table for you, but we need to be at a place that we're going to attract the right buyers. And then once we get the contract, we're not going to have issues going down the road. So I'm probably a middle of the road. I'll push the envelope a little bit. But I'm not gonna very far from where I really see the numbers being.
Answer that in a minute. Do you ever call an appraiser and ask their opinion on something?
All the time.
You do?
Yeah.
So that you think that's open, free game to do that?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I've got some appraisers on speed dial, and
Okay,
I
I
mean
wonder.
they're wonderful, and I'll just like, hey, I want to bounce this off you. And that gives us credibility too when we go in and talk to the seller and say, look, I've already run this by a couple of appraisers because I wanted to make sure that we were spot on.
I don't know that everybody does that. Maybe
I
they
don't
do.
know. I don't know.
Okay, maybe number 1, 2, 3, wherever you are at Crye-Leike. Maybe that's what y'all do.
Yeah.
That's our secrets.
I need all the help.
That's right.
Do you remember the question?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So-
I don't, so I was hoping you did.
Refresh me.
Something about
Do I price high or
yeah,
come
price
down
high,
or
price
price
low. That's right.
So I think the best thing I can do for my clients is to price it appropriately. And with
knew you were gonna say that, by the
with
way.
that is like, what market are we in? Are we in a buyer's market? Or are we in a seller's market? It matters. It's different.
Oh, yeah.
And your house is going to sell in a range. I can't just pull out a magic number and this is what the market is going to respond to and this is where your house is going to sell. So like Tracy said, there's a whole lot of preparation and going into that first listing appointment when you're going to discuss price. And you talk about what upgrades they have, what improvements have they made? Does it have a new roof? Does it have a new HVAC? The expensive items that are going to matter to the buyers, those impact the price, but don't necessarily change the list price.
Yeah.
It impacts the marketability. So I make sure that my clients understand that and that it's going to sell in a range, and make sure that they believe in that range before we go.
Okay. So
with the price.
when you go and meet with them, you've already done a bunch of research, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, an hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes?
For me, it just depends. It depends on the property. If there's acreage, if
Right.
there
Oh,
are
yeah.
additional buildings,
Yeah.
are there barns? I sell a lot in the country, so I've sold a big house that had a mobile home on the same property. So those took many hours to prepare
Right.
for
So you're doing a lot of work before you ever get there.
before I ever stepped.
Do you
foot
have
in
a
the door.
price in mind before you get there? But you've already asked them to wave their magic wand, and you know where they're coming from too.
I have a price I have a range in mind.
A range, that's right.
I have a range in mind, but I don't know until I go to the house for the first time what it smells like. That's a big deal.
okay.
What it looks like. Or do the carpets, how the shape of the flooring.
Yeah.
So that will change up or down once I get there and see the property, get a tour. It always looks different in film or online than it does in person.
Right.
I mean, I've looked at some of the pictures that are taken, and the front yards look huge. And you
Yeah.
go and it's like, what happened?
Right.
Half the front yard got cut off. When you are doing all this, do you think people can? Why do people need you? Let's do that. Let me ask the question though. Why can't I just, put my house on Zillow, put a sign in the front yard, and sell it? I mean, you're going to I know y'all got the multiple listing, and I know all that. You got all that. Why can't the average Memphis homeowner just sell their own house? Tell me. They probably can, right? But they won't get enough money, will they? There's a lot to it.
I mean, it's a very complex.
We only have an hour.
It's very complex. So selling it, you can also get a divorce by going online and getting the papers online and filling them out.
As a matter of fact, if you try to sell your house yourself, that may be where you go next.
right. There are just so many facets of selling a house, and this is what we do every single day.
Okay.
So there's always going to be an obstacle. There's always going to be something you haven't thought about, because the average person will think, I can take pictures of my house and put it on Zillow or put it on Facebook just like that agent does. But there's so much more to it than that.
Yeah.
So
You think a lot of people just kind of do that, though? A lot of agents probably do that?
maybe. I'm not sure. I know I don't.
What, just take pictures and put it out there,
Yeah.
and that's all they do?
Yeah.
But the human factor cannot be replaced. Like our job is intricate, detailed, daily work goes into selling each property. And
it builds on itself. I mean, the short answer is, could a Memphian or a North Mississippi seller put it out there and get it sold themselves? They can. It's going to take a special for sale by owner person to do it and do it well, and that's probably like 0.1% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because they're not good people or don't have some skills, but it's because it's not something that they do every day. And there are certain ways that you should, when you list a house, put the photos in the MLS. I mean, and not even all agents, I think, realize that. There's an order in which that probably should go so that it catches attention first, And then it gets the buyer to want to look further at the listing. Same thing with if they're doing video. Same thing. And Anna said, I mean, there's a lot of intricacies. It's not just about marketing the house. Okay, so we market it. That's a big part of what we do. But getting a house then under contract, okay, that's the next step. Okay, well, that's just probably about halfway there. Now we got to get it to the closing table. And there's a myriad of things. And, having sold, between us, I couldn't even imagine how many homes that have been sold. But those things build, I learn stuff every day from every transaction. And I know Anna does too. And we put those things into play with every client we deal with to then make the next transaction even better and maybe help it go faster or help it sell quicker, more money, whatever it is, or in the time frame that the client needs. So can they do it? They can. Will they get as much money? Can't say that would necessarily be the case, and it certainly is going to lead them down a road that they're not going to be happy with.
Also, just being, the networking and being in the flow of selling houses. If people are going to call the house selling experts,
yes,
hey, I'm looking for a this unique thing, and realtors are going to be
I've
the
seen
ones.
both of you stand up in your sales meetings and talk about your listings too. You don't get that if you don't have a realtor standing up in their meeting and telling people personally about their other realtors that have customers. Right. So, I mean, I think you have to have a realtor.
Yeah.
I don't think I could take the criticism if somebody came in my house and they're going to say it smells. They may say I smell. I don't know. They're gonna say, I don't think I could handle the criticism.
You get in an argument.
I might. I don't know.
It's like, never mind. I didn't want to sell to you anyway.
I'm not sure. Okay, this is a goofy question. I'm going to ask you anyway. Are there too many agents? Can I answer? I don't think there are. I need more and more and more because I need to call on all of them. I need some more business. So I think we need more. But y'all go ahead. But that's why it's selfish.
I mean, there are a lot of agents.
There's a lot of agents.
There are a lot of agents.
Do you think a lot of agents are maybe just paying their dues?
Oh, absolutely.
Their MLS dues, and that's
definitely.
Yeah, there are a ton of agents out there. I mean, that might sell a house a year, might, and. Here's the thing. If they've gotten their license so that they can help maybe themselves, or maybe they've got some family members and they, and that's what they want, that's totally cool. There might be somebody out there that only wants to deal with somebody that is in their family or that they want to know, that they know, and that's totally cool. But there are a lot of agents, and honestly, sometimes that's a little tricky when you're an agent who does a lot of deals, because you then start doing a transaction with somebody that you're like, oh gosh, I don't even know who this is. It seemed like there was a time I knew all the agents, and now it's like, oh. And so you're like, okay, and then of course we're working double, trying to pick up the slack to make sure that we're helping them, because we need it to be a win-win for everybody. But I can't say if there's too many. I mean,
There's always plenty to go around. There's always plenty to go around.
Plenty of business to go around. The agents who are going to be out there working it are going to get the business that they need, and and some of them are going to go out there and cherry pick the one or two deals a year that is going to come to them from their family, and that's cool. That's whatever works.
Gotcha.
Now, when I'm one or two deals down, then I think there's too many.
Like, some of these agents need to get out of the business. I need a couple more. That's exactly.
So, what technology has changed in the past few years that have changed your world? There's probably all sorts of things. I'm guessing key boxes are different. I mean, everything.
Yeah, key boxes. Hey, and in North Mississippi, we're getting ready to be able to do one-day codes. Woo! I know we can do that in Memphis now, but we can't do that down there. And so technology's coming up to
one-day what?
One-day codes for our MLS boxes, for our key boxes.
Oh, okay.
That's
it's over my head. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, Anna gets it. But video for me has been, I guess, the biggest thing, and that came about for me with COVID.
Yeah.
I had to find a new way for people to see my listings, and so I kind of started in on the video track, and so that technology and just learning that, and I'm trying to learn more. But AI, of course, I try to learn as much as I can on that. It saves me time, which is good, because in this business, time is money. I mean, I can spend forever, working on my social media stuff, or I can have AI help me with that. And so those are my two big ones, I think. So.
Have you broken off into AI yet?
Yeah, I use ChatGPT all the time.
All the time.
One of my
For everything,
friends
huh?
and peers in the business just told me the other day about the dashes in ChatGPT. So if
Go
you
in and
copy,
fix those,
yeah,
yeah.
fix the dashes, or everybody's going to know you use ChatGPT. Thank you, Alexis. The other thing that I can add are people having cameras in their house. And now people have cameras
yeah.
in almost every room. And I forget every single time.
Yeah.
And I say, well, it really does smell like their sweet little puppy or, things. So realtors, don't forget their cameras. And they are actively listening real time.
Oh, my
they're
word.
listening. They know when we walk
I
out.
couldn't take the criticism, I'm telling you.
So it's tough. I mean,
Wow.
that's a change. That it wasn't like that when I started
Yeah,
10 years
wow,
ago.
yeah.
And now I'm constantly making myself aware that
And you're probably telling the buyers your show, and you're probably saying,
let's discuss
don't
that when we
talk.
leave.
Yeah.
You don't
Do not
want to
talk.
you don't want to lay all your cards on the table on the seller's table.
yeah, right.
Because the sellers, I had this seller recently, and y'all, I swear, I'm not sure how he got work done. And he said the same thing. He would be texting me as they're standing out in front of the house, and he's like, okay, so they're saying this and they're saying that, and it's like, well, this agent can't find the key box, and this agent just walked by the porch going, where's the front porch? And I'm like going,
Play by
okay,
play.
there's almost like too much information that the seller now has. But
Yeah.
it's kind of funny.
Do y'all, I mean, you have to, but do you have an assistant?
I have an assistant, and it has been so valuable in my business.
Okay, well, so this may be the same answer, but so what's your assistant do for you?
My assistant is a transaction coordinator, so she handles all the paperwork. She does anything that it doesn't take a license to do. So she'll place my signs in the lawn. She'll put my key boxes on the door. She'll meet the photographer there on the day of pictures, and really is hands-on with transactions and getting paperwork where it's supposed to be, making sure that those deadlines are met, keeping me on track with updating me about all of that. And just being in the office. She's in my office daily when I'm out showing property or listing property. Our clients know that she is there and we are available to deliver whatever they need.
Yeah.
Feed the goldfish, check. Walk the dog, whatever you need, we got
Whatever
you.
it takes. Wow. That's,
And we do that.
Mine's a little different. Mine's off-site. I mean, she's local. It's not a virtual assistant. She's a local person. But and honestly, I didn't have one really up until last year. I mean, I'd toyed with it a few times throughout my career, but last year I committed to my real estate coach that I would get an assistant, and she works from home, and mostly it's transaction coordination, doing some of my social media stuff as well. Though she'll kind of keep me in front of things on my Google business profile so that stays active.
Yeah.
So that because the algorithms, oh my gosh, I don't even know what that means half the time when people are talking about the algorithms
Me
of this
either.
has changed or whatever. So, so she keeps me kind of out there and keeps my hands out of some of the cookie jar stuff, which was, just the daily minutia.
look, it just
So
steals all your time. It can
things that
frustrate
steal-
you, anything to keep you
absolutely,
from selling.
yeah. So
And hasn't it made your life easier?
oh my gosh, I'm like, what in the world? And now it's like I can actually go take time off and know that all of those things, I'm not having to do them.
When you're at the beach.
Correct. I mean, I don't have to be somewhere and I went on a vacation this month and did not take my laptop, and I can't tell you the last time I did that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, she can handle this. I know she can. So it was wonderful.
Well, good.
Yeah. So.
How much free time do you have? What do you do? I mean, do you work all the time, or do you?
I do.
You do.
That's just all
so
I
you
do.
Just do. So if I call, I'm not going to.
No, I'm doing better.
But if I
I'm
were
actually
to
doing
text you
better.
at 8:30 at night, you're going to answer it, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I usually
Yeah.
will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't because I'm probably going to bed about that. Not
I've
really.
actually been
9.
really intentional about having a better work-life balance over the past several years because my first 5 years I was just nose to the grindstone. I was just head down, gonna make it from a career change.
Would you have to really to start out in this business? I mean, you almost have to do it that way.
Absolutely, and that was
There's no easy way in.
That was my 5-year plan. So after 5 years, year 6, year 7, I was still doing it. And then I'm like, okay, I can actually really probably take a vacation. So my assistant really has helped with that. But as far as hours worked, I don't know. I think if you're selling a lot of real estate, you're working a lot of hours. It can be because you really have to be at other people's schedules a lot for showing houses. And
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say. You almost have to work when everybody else is off.
Right.
Yeah,
It can be that
My
way.
1 year real estate career, I noticed that when 40 some
1 year
years
career.
ago, it was 1 year. I didn't want to work when everybody was off. I wanted to be off when everybody was off.
Yeah.
So it takes a special breed to do what y'all do, for sure.
You know, it's almost more of a lifestyle than it is a career. I mean, and that sounds really weird, but real estate is and I'm sure there are people out there that have figured it out better than I have that can do, they're going to work from 8 to 6 every day and they may take off every weekend. I don't know how that works, but I'm sure there are some that do it, and I'll probably get bashed by saying that you can't, but I've not figured it out. I mean, I'll sit while I may watch TV at night, be watching, something, but my laptop will be on my lap, which is where a laptop goes.
Yeah.
Hence the name. But and I will, and I'll be like looking up a listing, or I'll be entering a listing, or I'll be, just doing whatever things that I can do because I'm okay with it, and it's been that way for 23 years. I mean, I don't see that as a big deal. Now, if I'm on vacation and I'm doing that, the people I'm with sometimes do. And what they don't understand, and I'm sure you've seen this too. It's like, I don't understand, Tracy, why you can't just be done when you're on vacation and be on vacation and not have to take those calls. And I'm like, well, because what I'm dealing with somebody's home, their life. I can't just say, hey guys, all right, so we're going to take a pause on the home search, or we're going to take a pause while your house is on this contract, and I'm just going to tell everybody, hey, call me back in a week. I guess I could do that, but they'd go find another agent. And I have been very blessed, though. I will say I've got agents in my office that will pick up the slack for me, and that I've leaned on them a lot the last few years. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to be gone. If I've got, will you handle this client? And then I let my clients know. Obviously, I don't just but to take the smaller things that need to happen. I mean, they always will check in with me if there's something big, but so.
If you weren't selling real estate, what would you be doing if you weren't selling? I mean, I don't know what I would be doing.
I know what I would be doing. I would be
No, you
nursing.
were a nurse.
I would be in the hospital. So
Yeah.
I'd worked in the emergency room, and then I worked in neurosurgery and orthopedic surgery. So I'd be hammering on someone's hip or something today is what I'd be doing.
Still be doing it, huh?
That's what I'd be doing.
I've always been in some sort of customer service or sales, it seems like, all my life. So I'm sure it would be something like that. Though I will say I have really enjoyed the training and things that I do with other agents and kind of helping to mentor them. And so I don't know, I might be doing some sort of corporate training or something that was either educating or informing or training either people within a business or maybe even the public in some format. I really, really have enjoyed that.
I can
too.
see that. That kind of goes here along with this question.
You're welcome.
What do you think? What do you do? I'm sorry, I can't read. What do you do to stay relevant, to stay up with the times? Sales training, read books, seminars, conventions. Do you teach people? See, you teach people. You do all those? You go to
I do all of that. I mean, I'm constantly. I'm just an avid learner.
Your free time?
So in my free time is with real estate usually, but I love it. I mean, like she said, it's a lifestyle. It's just something I love to do because it's really just relational. It's just about having relationships with people. So I do all of that. I read. I listen to podcasts. I'm really active with Ninja.
I know a real good one coming out soon.
Oh yeah,
I won't listen
this
to
one.
it.
I hear Community Mortgage has this really great podcast
I hear.
coming up.
We're hoping
Go
so.
to our conferences, and Tracy does a lot of teaching.
Yeah, same. I mean, it's most of what I read, most of what is either business related, mindset related, which is huge, or real estate related, or technology related.
Didn't you mention coaching a little while ago?
Yeah.
Do you have a coach?
I do. Yeah, I've been in coaching, and I'll give them a plug. I'm with the Tom Ferry Coaching Organization.
Okay.
But I started, the coaching started actually, Crye-Leike had Coach Joe. I don't know if you remember Coach Joe, but Coach Joe was with us for a little while, and he had been a coach with the Mike Ferry organization. And so then I went, when Coach left us, I went with the Mike Ferry organization and had a coaching relationship there for years.
So you coach?
No. I am coached.
You're a coach.
I am coached.
Okay.
I am coached. No, I have a coach.
You have a coach
that I talk to. As a matter of fact, when we get done with this today, is my coaching call.
Okay.
And so it that helps me keep relevant too, because they will bring me into some things that I hadn't thought about, some technology. But yeah, that has been super instrumental to my business. And what I pay for coaching has paid for itself time and time again. So,
do y'all think that everybody should go to community mortgage?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will say, honestly, community mortgage has never let me down. So
Isn't that nice to
agreed.
hear? Agreed.
My favorite. You guys
Beautiful.
have the nicest
Beautiful.
people.
I had to get that
it's
in.
Wonderful.
I may ask it again. That went so well.
see if our answer changes later.
Okay, pick one and defend it. It'd be nice if y'all picked the opposite, but you won't. You'll pick the same thing because you're just alike. I'm afraid. Maybe I should have picked some other people. Y'all too much alike.
I'm going to leave.
I should have picked a bad agent. Okay, pick one and defend it. Do you think success in real estate is about relationships or pure sales skills? I don't know that y'all use sales skills, or maybe they're just.
I don't even think I have any sales skills.
Yeah, you do.
I bet you do.
It's, for me, it's 100% relational.
That's all it is.
It is 100% relationships with everyone, not only our buyers, our sellers. It's that other agent, it's the lender, it's the insurance people, it's the underwriters, it's everybody. So it's all relational, and that's what's so fun about it. I've gotten to meet so many people doing this. My world was so small in that operating room. It was the same people for 20 years.
And one of them was asleep.
They were not very active.
Yeah, so my world has just gotten so much bigger selling real estate and meeting all of these people. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do this, and I love what I do.
And you say that you don't have any sales skills, but you already earlier you were talking about when you're listening, you're listening to maybe the type of personality that they are, and that's a part of sales skills, I think. So, knowing how to relate in the right way, and that doesn't not everybody just knows that intuitively. You've probably, as you've read things, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
this person's a driver. You didn't just automatically know that. You've learned those things to be able to help you with your sales. And so I think that there is a balancing act, but if I have to defend one position, it's definitely going to be relationships, and it's going to be relational. It's a service business. It's all about helping someone do something and fulfilling their needs with regard to the housing. And so it's definitely relational. But I do believe that having strong sales skills can assist you in assisting them better.
Right. You're not just going to talk somebody into buying a house.
No. And now there are agents out there and that
Are you
I
on
would
cringe?
call they make me cringe.
Yeah.
No, that will be what I call churn and burn. They will, they can go out there and they're strictly, I'm just going to go out there and I'm sales. And some of them can sell a lot of houses, but they have to do that all the time. Mm-hmm. That would make me so tired. It's like, yes, I prospect, but it's a different type of, and when I first started out in the business, I had to do more prospecting because I didn't know anybody. But so now it's a different way, but there are agents out there that's all they do, and they don't maintain those relationships with those clients. And so therefore, she and I are probably in a position now that a lot of our business comes from repeat and referral. Mm-hmm.
That's the best business.
That's when you go, okay, I can breathe
business.
Just a little bit.
They already kind of believe you. They trust you.
You don't have to recreate it all the time, so.
That's a big help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so when the market gets tough, do you think most agents really hustle harder, or do you think they just wait and say, it'll get better soon? What do you think?
No, they complain.
They complain? Well,
yeah.
But do you think they hit it harder?
I know I do.
I do.
So you all
If you're gonna be
shift into a different
successful.
gear.
Is that
right?
I just dig in and just really stay in touch with my people. Is
I was
that
going
kind of
to say, what kind of things do you do?
I just stay in front of my people, and I give them their home's value. Let them know, because it got scary. And the end of 23, 24, it was scary for people who were buying a house when the interest rate was 2.75, and then it went up to 17. Just kidding, not 17, but it
Not
went
a community.
up significantly. So, if you were looking for a $250,000 house, all of a sudden you're looking for a $125,000 house.
Exactly.
Because that's all you
Right.
could afford, yeah.
So that was scary. It changed people's plans for their life. And so at that point, I just dug in and stayed with them and just stayed in front of them and educated, updated, asked you questions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
you?
Talk to the appraisers. Yeah, I mean, the agents who are going to be successful are hustling harder in the hard times.
Yeah.
When 2000, call it 2007, 2008.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's
I
like
think
just
I
have
don't remember.
flashbacks.
I don't want to remember.
I wasn't
that.
here then.
You were banging
She
on
was in the operating
people's
room.
bones.
Yeah. I was the managing broker at that time and of the Olive Branch office. And so, I just told agents, I said, look, when I would talk about like being a rooster or a chicken, and scratching the ground. And so the more dry it gets, the further down they've got to scratch to get the worm. But the worm's still there. You just got to work harder to get to it. So the worm was still there. And so there was business still there. We were working twice as hard for half the deals, but it was still there. And so, yeah, you've got to hustle harder. Anna and I eat what we kill. I mean, honestly, we're dependent upon ourselves
Right.
to feed, house, and clothe ourselves.
You're it.
We're it. Each of it. So we're there. There's no choice.
You got to produce.
One of my first memories of you is from the conference, and you giving gifts and asking for referrals from agents from all over the country, and that was unique.
Yeah, I don't think I brought it in, but I do water bottle koozies, and so yeah, when I was a broker of our office, I would try to get agents to build relationships like with the Memphis agents or with other agents within the company. I'm like, there's business out there because those agents may not be licensed where you are, so build those relationships. It also will help you to just foster other thought processes and things like that. And so when I wasn't the managing broker anymore, I thought, okay, now I'm going to do it because you guys wouldn't. So I'm going to tell you, 25% of my business comes from other real estate agents.
Really?
And it comes, and most of them are Crye-Leike agents in Memphis. Because now, then maybe from other parts of Crye-Leike too and other companies. I have Memphis agents with other companies that will call me now because I try to be helpful. And I give them presents too. I give them my little water bottle koozies. So anyway, glad I made an impression, Anna.
Yep, you did.
Money well spent.
It was.
So you were the managing broker, and that took a lot of time, didn't it?
It did, yeah. But I enjoyed it. I was the managing broker. I started in 2002 in real estate and with Crye-Leike. Been with them the entire time, and so I'd been in the business 4 years, and they came to me and asked me if I would become the managing broker of the Olive Branch office, and so I did that. And I went into it with the mindset that I'll do it for 5 years. I thought, you can do anything for 5 years. I can stand on my head and spit nickels. That's what my dad used to say. You can do anything for, you can stand on your head and spit nickels for whatever period of time. So I'm like, I can do that. Well, 8 years later, I'm like, okay.
I'm out of nickels.
I'm out of nickels. That's all right. But I didn't. I enjoyed it. There was a lot of different aspects to it, and I was still able to sell, and so I still had those relationships with my clients. I didn't have as much time for that, but I really, that's where I really learned that I enjoyed the training aspect, and that's when I started kind of putting myself out there to help the other agents more. And so I've just continued that. I'll do some at the office, I'll do some for the company, and then I'll do some for our board of realtors. Tomorrow I'm doing a class for the women's council, women's realtor council. I don't remember the full term of that.
Realtors.
Women's council of
Right.
realtors, exactly. They've asked me to come talk on AI, and I enjoy that, and that came from the managing part of it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's.
So are you going to type into AI and go talk to them about AI with what you got out of AI?
Yeah.
You already
Yes,
did.
I've already done
did
some
that,
of
didn't
that.
you?
Yeah, I still got to work on it. I'm also
we can't run this
awful
until after your meeting then.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm also an awful procrastinator, so I still have to work on that.
Yeah.
Class is just tomorrow, but that's okay.
Well, that's why I was coming up with questions yesterday for today.
That's all right. They're good questions.
Does social media play a huge role in selling homes and selling yourselves? Yes, it does. I see y'all everywhere. Your
It
videos
does.
are different. They're more formal, maybe.
Yeah, my home videos.
Your home videos.
Yeah.
And then Tracy may be singing with a karaoke
Right.
message as she's driving down the street.
I love that.
Or walking out of my hairdresser's with my
Yeah.
hair still all up,
Right.
doing a video for agents.
And
Yeah.
I'm just sitting over here going,
Oh my
I could
God,
never
I
do
cannot-
that.
I saw that video. So do you color your hair, I guess?
I guess I do. Yeah. Well,
I
let me
saw
just,
that one, too.
Yeah. I got called out by one of the owners of the company one time that I had a gray low, and so I thought, okay, I need to be working on my color.
I got to work on
But
that.
yeah, so
That's funny.
Okay, we may be near the end. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I
wanted to hear more about my formal videos. No, I'm just kidding.
they're just very formal, and you're showing personality, and you're smiling, you're doing all that. Well, she's like singing.
Yeah.
So
well,
maybe that's why she's number one right now.
Right.
Because she's singing.
I'm taking
I'm
notes.
singing. That's
You're gonna have to find your
taking
voice.
notes,
right. That's right. You're gonna have to start singing if you want to, move
I'll
on.
sing
That's
with you.
right.
We'll sing.
We'll
All
sing
right.
together.
Maybe I can get some business. I have a good question, y'all. Oh, yeah. This may take the rest of it. If I were to take away all of your referrals, all of your, I knocked the microphone. If I were to take away
have a heart
all
attack,
that,
yeah.
you'd have a heart attack?
No.
How would you get deals? If I took away all your referral networks today,
I would just pick up the phone and start calling the people I know.
just
And
not
sending-
customers, because you wouldn't have any old customers. 'Cause I took them.
I would do exactly what I did when I started selling real estate, which was I started from ground zero.
So you would call just somebody you know.
my circle of influence, the people I knew, my friends, anybody I knew.
What kind of stuff do you say?
Well, what I said in 2015 was, I'm no longer a nurse. I'm selling real estate now. I would love
So
your
now
support.
you would say, Kevin Ruby took away all of my leads.
No,
my
I
referral
would just
network.
call, and I do this all the time.
Just a conversation?
I would just call and check in and have a conversation and just be a touch point. And hey, would you like for me to come do a value analysis of your home? But you couldn't take away every single person that I've ever met in my life. So
Right. So there's still people you know.
yeah, I'm still going to
Imagine-
have people. No, it would be the same question if I moved to a new city.
Right,
I would just
same thing.
I would
Yeah.
just
So let's
start going
let's
to
look at it that
events.
way. Yeah. Let's just say you moved to a new city. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go to all the events, meet as many people
Just
as I
show
can, which
up.
is hard for me because I'm very much an introvert.
I
People
don't-
that surprises
Yeah.
people, but I
Yeah.
am.
Too.
And
Now
I
that
am too.
surprises me.
We all
I
three
hate
are. How
networking.
about that?
Yeah. I'm the same way. Like when I go to an Olive Branch Chamber event, I mean, it's getting better, but it's like
It's painful, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's
you're
like, and I
exhausted when
know
you
a lot
leave.
of people,
It
but
takes
still,
much
it's
energy.
like-
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, but that's hard for me to believe about both of you.
Well,
I
I
am.
wouldn't have thought that about
I
you
am.
either. Yeah.
I'm faking it.
But
You'll slip out quick.
Is that what it is?
You're like, where's Kevin?
yeah, exactly. He's gone. Yeah. So, like, let's just say, yeah, you picked me up and you dropped me. My goal has always been that if you did exactly that, you picked me up and you dropped me in a city, could I make an income the first year? And I believe truly that I could, because I would do the same things even if I didn't have a lot of people call me now. That hasn't always been the case. I mean, we've
Right.
all had to build that business, and so I know how to do that. And it would just be, joining a chamber, joining a Rotary group, building those relationships right then. But now, to me, it would be, I think, a little bit easier because I've gotten comfortable with video. Now, if you took video away, it might be harder. But I like talking.
haven't
And I do
noticed
like
that.
talking, I know. But I can get on the video and I can explain something so that people understand it, like whether it's, like their property taxes and how that affects them, what an escrow shortage is, and, and build trust, that I'm a trustworthy person that knows what they're doing. And then people, and then building up my Google business profile wherever it is that I go, to where people Google it, I'm going to pop up. I've learned those things through the years, so I feel like I could build that same business somewhere else. I don't want to. I don't want to have to do all that again. But I
really
could.
can't take all that away,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah. But
I was just kidding.
Yeah.
people do it
You're
every
not going
day.
to. Please don't.
I'm really not. I'm not going to.
Please
I don't think I have that power. I'm pretty sure I don't.
Yeah.
What's the strangest or funniest thing you've encountered at a showing?
Gosh.
Come on.
I mean, I will just say mine was when I first started selling real estate, and I was showing some buyers a house that was an investment property. There were tenants in the house. They had approved the showing, and I just walk in the primary bedroom, and there's this naked man sitting on the bed, and I just froze, and it scared me to death because I didn't know anyone was there.
Did it scare him?
It did. He didn't flinch.
He knew you were
was
coming.
ready. He knew you were coming.
He didn't move. He just
Oh
sat
my
there, and I
gosh.
said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." I slammed the door, and we left. So it was awkward.
Welcome to real estate.
And he was a large man too. He's very.
You mean like he was fat, right?
That's what happened to me. Yeah.
Mine was similar. He wasn't completely naked, but he did answer the door in his towel. And I'm like, and then I had one where we were approved for the showing, and this was early on in the career, and we were in this, I can remember just like it was yesterday. And I've got these little first-time home buyers, and we're traipsing through the house, and, and I always, when I go through the house, of course I ring the bell, then I knock on the door, and then I walk in, and the first words out of my mouth always are, knock, knock, Crye-Leike. And I've got this whole contingency of kids that grew up saying that from showings. And so so I've done that. We're walking through the house. There's a bedroom door closed. I knock, nothing, because you never know, because I might walk in on that, and I don't know who wants that. and so
That's just for me. It was meant to happen.
I walked in, and it had one of those ceiling fans where the ceiling fan was on, but you had to pull the chain to get the light to come on. So I reach over the bed to pull the chain, and there is a man sleeping in the bed. And I was like, oh crap. I'm like, back out. And I'm like, we gotta go. And I'm like, because I'm thinking, I might have a gun. He thinks I broke in the house. I don't know. So that wasn't necessarily funny. I was like, okay, we got to get out of here.
Mine wasn't funny either. It scared me to death.
I was going to say, sounds frightening.
And it is risky.
Yeah.
Honestly, and people don't really realize that. Not even that part, but just like you're talking about going to an investment property.
I was really new though. I didn't know. Now I would take other precautions going into a rental, but
it can be a risky business.
you don't know what you don't know.
You don't. This is exactly.
I might be out of questions, so I'm going to ask this one. Do you think everybody should send their business to Crye-Leike? To Community Mortgage? I did it wrong. I can't even do my own commercial.
Community Mortgage is my lender of choice. For many,
I've heard that before.
It is. You guys just you're available, all of you. I've never used a loan officer at Community who's not available, can answer all the questions. You guys show up at our sales meetings. I can't say enough good things. My client, it always closes on time. That's the biggest deal. It closes on time every time.
With less stress. That's
good.
the other part too.
Well, as much business as you have going on, we don't need to be the stressful part.
No,
we try not to be.
We need to be able to trust our partners, and you guys are a trusted partner. And here's the other part about that too. When I've got a buyer who is approved with Community Mortgage, that weighs heavily with the listing agent, because the local agents here, they know who Community is. And they also know that you're not going to give an approval letter on somebody just because they can fog up the mirror, So they know if you guys have approved them, they're good to go.
We've looked at pay stubs.
You've looked at all that stuff. Things.
Everybody's looked at everything.
And that goes a long way. And being too, there have been times, you're a local funding lender, which allows us to, if we've got to call in and talk to somebody, we can actually talk to the people who make the decisions, and you guys can go up higher if you need to make any kind of exceptions, or to get something rolling faster, or to get more hands on something. And that has come into play multiple times, and it just,
invaluable.
It's invaluable.
Well, see, this wasn't for me to get a plug, but I got a plug.
Absolutely.
And
but
we appreciate that. I do have a question. I forgot about this one. Pat Sandlin wanted me to ask you this question.
Oh, goodness. I'm a little worried now.
And maybe you should be. What is the most important thing you can say to a seller when listing their home? Okay. And then what's maybe the worst thing you can say to them? Okay. We may have touched on some of this earlier. So, the most important thing you could probably do is set an expectation, maybe, right?
That's important because
gotta be
it's going to set the tone for the whole entire transaction. But I think the most important thing that I can tell a seller is anything to improve upon the condition of the home or that first impression of the home, and also nailing the price out of the gate.
Yep, prep and price.
Prep and price.
Prep and
Prep
price.
and price.
Yeah.
Prep and price. I mean,
That-
it's got to be prepped, and I think the worst thing that you can do is not tell them the truth. And I don't mean lie to them, but not tell them the hard truth that they need, which is
Looking through the eyes of the buyer.
looking through the eyes of the buyer, and and pricing it where it needs to be. And we will both lose listings for that sometimes, and you know what, though, that's okay. It makes my heart hurt sometimes, not because I've lost it, but because I feel like that seller now is not going to get taken care of like they need to, because somebody has come in and just said, okay, yes, I will list it, $30,000 over where the market shows, and you don't have to, do X, Y, and Z. It's okay to show it with all of this stuff in the house, and that hurts my heart, because I want the best for them, whether I'm representing them or not.
That's awesome. Well, for our first podcast, I shot for the stars, and I got them. And
thank you.
I appreciate y'all so much. You made this easy for me. Anna is in the Arlington Crye-Leike office
Yes.
and sells all over,
Yep. All over.
and even in the country.
Haywood County,
Tracy?
Fayette County.
Yeah, she goes to Brownsville. I see her posting stuff on Brownsville up there. Yeah.
My hometown.
And Tracy hangs her hat. I've never seen you wear a hat, but I bet if you did.
I wear ball caps all the time.
Okay, well, she hangs that ball cap at the Crye-Leike Olive Branch office, and you too sell all over the place.
I do, yeah. I'm licensed both Tennessee and Mississippi.
Yeah.
I focus Mississippi, though, honestly. So that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Well, they're easy. Y'all are easy to find.
We
and
are,
And
yeah.
we know we can call you anytime, 24 hours
Please
a
do.
day. It sounds like.
Yes. 24/7.
But thank y'all for coming. We appreciate it so much.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
This
It was
was fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Good.
Lots of fun.
First
Good.
podcast. Yay.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, y'all.